Hey up everyone, hope we're all doing well. It looks like Amanda Nunes is making a return to the UFC. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this is exactly what women's MMA needs. Now if you're wondering how this happened, don't worry, I'll clue you in. So the UFC 316 press conference just took place, and the co-main event is Kayla Harrison taking on Juliana Pena for the Bantamweight Championship in that women's MMA division. Amanda Nunes was in the crowd, and Dana White said, oh, Amanda Nunes, she'll fight the winner of whoever wins out of this fight. And Amanda Nunes, when the camera panned onto it, she started nodding her head with a massive grin on her face, and to be fair, the crowd did go quite mental. And I feel like women's MMA is in desperate need of Nunes to come back, because let's be honest, the last few years, women's MMA hasn't been in the best of states. I mean, I feel like it's quite evident with the amount of MMA fans who consider women's MMA fights as toilet breaks. And this isn't me saying that Amanda Nunes coming back solves all the problems with women's MMA, and it's going to make women's MMA some fucking spectacle and super entertaining or anything like that. I just think it brings more attention back to women's MMA and makes it a bit more interesting and exciting. And even if she just comes back for one fight, well, she's taking on the winner of Pena and Harrison, and both of them make sense to generate some bit of hype. But I say some bit of hype, I'm only saying that because Pena and Nunes, the trilogy, no one would really give a fuck about that. But if Harrison can win, well then we're on to something else. Because people have actually wanted this fight between Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes for a few years now. When Kayla Harrison was rising up for the PFL, a lot of people were like, imagine if she came over to the UFC. As soon as she came over, Nunes was already retired, and we're like, okay, we're never getting that fight. However, that might not be the case any longer. And I do believe that Kayla Harrison versus Nunes is one of those few fights in women's MMA, actually, I believe one of two fights that actually generates a lot of buzz. I believe that fight does between Nunes and Kayla Harrison, and the other fight, Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. And what makes this fight so interesting? Well, in my opinion, Kayla Harrison getting all that momentum, dominating in the PFL. Yes, I know that she took a loss there, but she was dominant for the rest of her career in the PFL. Comes over to the UFC, wins the title, and not only that, it's the styles clash. You've got her, a grappler, relentless, and you got Amanda Nunes, the striker and known as the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time. Come to think about it, I can't remember the last time Nunes came up against someone who was so heavy on grappling. I know she's came across some people who can grapple, but I feel like Kayla Harrison is a completely different level of that. And obviously Harrison's got to beat Pena first, and if Pena wins, well then she just shits on everyone's excitement, and we've got to listen to Pena fucking rattle on for the next few months. Because if this fight does take place, I couldn't see it happening till like what, maybe December, November, very late on in the year. And to be fair, with Nunes coming back and being the women's MMA GOAT and being, you know, promoted as the women's MMA GOAT, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the main event of a pay-per-view card. I mean, she's headlined a few pay-per-view cards as it is already. I mean, she headlined UFC 200 against Miesha Tate, for fuck's sake. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Nunes coming back. Hopefully she comes back for a few fights rather than just one, but I feel like more than likely it'll only just be a one and done. Who knows though? But let me know in the comments what you think about Nunes coming back. Are you excited? Let me know what you think about it. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.